And good evening and welcome to another scene in Unmask Orlando. And, well, tonight we have a scene with two of the city's kindred. Just hanging around. I actually don't know what they're doing, but I'll let them explain.
So, Emma and Alex are meeting in. What's the name of the bar again?
White Wolf. Should be easy to remember.
Oh,
The White Wolf Cafe.
yeah, in the White
Yes,
Wolf
it
Cafe.
is. Fucking ironic as all shit, but
Yeah, which is occupied by a werewolf, and it's actually within Alexandra's domain. Who would have thunk? So they're there and having some small talk. Alex had left her beloved sire alone for a bit.
And her phone will ring.
Oh. Emma dear, give me a moment. She'll pick up the phone. Hello?
Alexandra? Hi, it's Laura from yesterday.
Oh, hi Laura.
Just wondering if you would have time to, just talk and...
Actually, we are at a bar with Emma. Would you care to join us?
Of course. Just give me the address.
I will text you the address. Keep in mind the bar is within my domain.
Ah, okay.
And, well, I'll let you know the rest when you come here. So, see you in a bit, I suppose. She'll hang up, text the address. And she will introduce Emma to Alexei.
Would have Alexandra said that she was a werewolf?
No.
probably not.
No. I would... But I would tell her to, that he knows Bannon. Yeah, so I will make the introductions. Emma, this is Alexei, by the way.
She'll smile. She's probably wearing something both stylish and sexy, but colorful. But she extends her hand. Hi.
You would smile.
Brannon also knows him, so...
Oh, you're a friend of Brandon's.
Yes, you could say that.
Currently staying with him till I get my own place.
Ah, yes, you did tell me about a young one that would be staying with him for a while.
Did he say other things about me? Good things, bad things?
All good, my dear.
It's just now.
If you want to aura sight him.
Isn't aura sight like aspects too?
Yes.
Because until downtime, she's still at aspects 1.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Go ahead.
Wait, did I take or let me make sure. I think I took aspect that to make sure I do have aspects, like took aspects 2 with her this downtime. I don't know, maybe not. I'll make sure. Come on, computer. Yes, she did. So what's the aspects roll again?
Perception.
It is perception and empathy.
Minus
Minus your
difficulty
aspects
minus
level.
your aspects. Yeah, so it would be a difficulty, what, 4?
6.
6. Okay, it's an 8, yeah. Quite right.
Okay. 2 successes.
It's enough.
2 successes is enough. His aura is bright. Would you hush? Yeah, his aura is extremely bright. It's light blue, but it's bright. And from what you've been told by your sire and those who have taught you Auspex, that's a werewolf. That's a lupine.
Alex?
And at this time, a car has been parked out front. It's, locked by a keyring thing. Just automatically locks it. And
we'll hold her. Oh, cool.
Laura will enter. She just walks up and she'll just, hey girls.
Hey, Laura. Emma. She will tap on Emma's arm and say, "It's okay, honey. Don't worry."
But you know.
Let me
Yes.
guess, you just figured it out, didn't you?
Okay.
Emma, dear, you're technically within my domain, so you should feel safe.
And she'll get like close to him when whisper, "Don't you guys like kill us on sight?"
As you can see, we're here, we're alive, we're fine.
Okay.
Most Garu would.
Okay. Thank you for not killing us. That's gotta be the weirdest thing I've ever said. So you're friend with Brandon, but okay.
Oh, come on. Stranger things have happened.
I guess so.
Why don't we all sit down?
Yes, please. Would you like something to drink?
Oh, no, thanks.
I do stock blood.
So you
Oh. Laura smiles at him and just says, well, I'll have some.
He'll go into the back, because that's where he keeps it. Can't keep it out in the general public except on nights like tonight when everyone else has gone home. Then he'll bring out a couple of glasses and set them in front of the ladies.
Laura will just hand him like $100, like way more than would be expected.
Well, thank you.
I would say that I suppose I can't say that I want you to keep them coming or keep them cold or thank you. Certain
So,
expressions don't.
Laura,
Yeah, please.
how is Orlando treating you so far?
Well, Florida in general has been treating me well. Orlando is, well, so far so good. Well, the news of Sabat is really not I could do without, but other than that, I'm very good. Very.
There's a bad are the least of our worries right now, but
Oh?
yeah.
Oh, with the Red Lister. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, there are many things happening in the city.
I gotta say, I normally turn heads myself, but this city seems to be virtual, a, a real, well, magnet for people who know how to take care of themselves. That's always nice.
Hmm. Well, to be fair, I came to the city for more peace and quiet, but trouble seems to follow me. So, yeah.
I mean, they say that if you try to get away from something, it will catch you eventually.
Yeah,
Quite.
that sounds really ominous. By the way, Brandon, have I received the text yet?
You guys will hear a crash upstairs from the upper floor, and Alexei will just kind of curse under his breath and rush for the steps.
Sorry, by the way, which overlay are you seeing?
I'm seeing Alexandra.
Okay,
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as everyone else is seeing Alexander.
yeah, okay. It's syncing differently for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, Alexandra will get the text.
Yeah, Alex will see a text. She will text back to Jason, meet me at the White Wolf Cafe. We're there with a couple more people, but we can,
Do we have sanctum to enter there?
do you have what?
He texts back, do we have passage to enter there?
And I'll text back, we're already there, and by the way, this cafe is within my domain, so yes.
Okay,
I'd,
just
I'd,
check.
I'd hope so.
Yeah, you get a text back that says, just checking, smiley face.
So, as that happens is when I saw Alexei running up the stairs.
You're right up there?
He runs up the stairs, and he comes back down carrying a small wolf pup.
Oh,
Emma squeals like a girl, like little girl dressing like little birds. She just, yes.
a very adorable puppy.
I guess puppy is the word. This is my son.
Oh, okay. I think you will have to explain to me how that works.
Laura just puts a hand pretty much over Emma's face to make her stop.
You mean like actual son?
This is not my normal form. I'm what they refer to as a lupus garu. My normal form is that of a wolf.
Okay, this
Wait.
is very informative and interesting, and now I kind of feel weird.
He will go set the baby in a small pen that's behind the bar.
Could I
And
hold him?
as he will chuckle and take him out of the pen and hand him to Alex.
Laura has her face over Emma's face to stop her from making the noise, but she's still making the grabby hands.
And at that point,
Please, this is a baby.
And at that point, Alexei shifts into his lupus form.
Thank goodness we are all vampires, so it doesn't invoke madness.
Nope.
Can I have one of my characters come in just before Jason does?
Yeah.
To have a little chat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and Alexei
Oh.
walks out from around the bar in lupus.
Oh my
He
god.
is about a hip high, solid white wolf.
Oh,
Since the
I
pup is in Alexandra's hand, she'll go and she pats him, scratches him behind the ear.
Oh, and Alexander is very gentle with the baby because it's a baby. And he likes to pet its face. Oh.
Yeah, Alexi is just like reveling in scritches because scritches.
Out of curiosity, what location are you guys at right now?
They're at
At
the
the
White
White-
Wolf. They're at Alexi's
Okay.
cafe.
All right. One of his contacts will come in. Hey, Alexi, I got that thing you wanted me to. And he looks up, and you see this man come in, and he looks from Alex to Emma, and then back and forth, and he kind of looks at everyone, and then he looks at Alexi, and he's like, "I'm not interrupting anything, am I?"
Alexi grumbles and steps back and switches back into Hamid.
Um,
You had to interrupt my scritches. Come on, man.
Oh man, I'm really sorry.
I don't
Yeah,
get that
I'm actually.
much scritches anymore. Come on.
I. Hey, a man walks in on another man with 3 women in the room. You gotta take precautions. Just saying.
My son's in the room.
I know. Oh, well, and he looks over and then just realizes the pup, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even see you there. Sorry."
yeah, and ignore the fact that the vampire is holding a werewolf baby.
Well, he's looking at this and like he's walked into the room and he's just like blinking because he's not extremely used to this, and he's like, he slowly closes the door behind him, and he's like,
Probably a good idea.
And he's like, you know, Xavier told me some stuff was going on here, Alexi. He looks at the 3 women and he's like, are we cool? Everything cool?
don't worry. Don't worry. The mutt
All good.
wrestling
All good.
wrestling competition won't start for a couple of hours.
Huh.
Alexi,
Well,
won't you introduce us to the fine gentleman?
Yeah, shit.
And by the way, by all accounts, Alex looks human, so
Because blush of
Yeah,
hell.
but
yeah.
nobody knows what Jared is though, except for Alexi.
Guys, this
Unless
is
you guys,
Jared.
unless you guys want to take a look at it. Jared looks
I
at
cannot.
Alexi. He's like, hey, Alexi, and Jared kind of looks around. Jared Quidlin, at your service. Sorry for
This
the really hard
is
journey.
Alexandra, Emma, and
Laura.
Laura. Thank you.
Oh.
I will get it eventually.
Pleasure to meet all of you. He kind of looks at everyone and just kind of adjusts himself slightly. And anyone who does even the slightest of perception notices that he kind of pulls up the collar of his shirt to kind of almost cover his neck a little bit. And he just kind of scrunches and looks around. He says, well, Alexi, he speaks in a little bit of code when he says this, and he says, Alexi, are we allowed to talk about the house in front of these 3?
They're kindred, you dumb shit.
This isn't
I'm
very
well aware
polite.
of what they are. I'm just saying that if I open my mouth and say a few certain things, Alexi,
Oh, there's
I mean, certain people could blow up. I'm just
there's
looking out for the
nothing like
safety of
being
us.
talked about like you're not here. That's so.
Just do it. Come, it's fine.
He sighs a little bit. And he says, "My apologies. Anyway, that information you wanted me to get you on the house about about the 2 that died last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out with
I
it.
found out. Well, I found out the information you wanted me to get. One of them was a child of Gaia, and the other one was an order of Hermes. I
Okay.
was I was able to talk to Lauren, and I managed to pull a little bit of strings, and I found a interesting item of sorts. He goes up to the table and he sets down what looks like a stiletto. It is a black stiletto. It's a switchblade. They're illegal. Um, it has a black, almost obsidian kind of curvature to it, with steel on the front and back. And there is a white scorpion that is carved and engraved into the center of the knife.
He's gonna pick it
For
up and
anyone,
sniff it.
does he have the ability to sniff disturbances or magic?
Yes, he does.
He will. It will reek of entropic and spirit spheres.
He shakes his head and drops it back to the table.
Alexei, if I may ask, um,
You okay?
what is going on?
Did you read that little report on some of the serial killings that have been happening around here recently?
Well, honestly, I've had my mind on different matters.
There's been some killings lately, and they've all been either kindred, lupine, mages,
Etc., or mortals. And it
or
seems that they're
mortals.
all happening. It seems that they're all happening in the same way. The lupine and mage and other bodies, even changeling bodies, we've managed to be examined. However, the kindred bodies, of course, just what bodies? Ash mostly. But it seems that all of them have been getting killed in a similar manner. The ones that do have bodies, so to speak, to hold, are usually stabbed through the heart with one of these knives. And as you can see, Alexei, it reeks of what I suspect it is.
Ugh. Yeah.
Should I bring this matter up to the sheriff?
Probably a
I'm
good
not
idea.
entirely, I'm not entirely sure what everyone else thinks about it, but my little circle that I'm a part of, we think we may have actually found a little bit of a lead, Alexei, as to what's going on with this. Two leads actually. One is that damn house that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That apparently Xavier is sending some people on to investigate.
Okay.
And you know Xavier. He wants something done, it's going to get done.
Exactly. He's gonna send the best.
But we have another slight lead that might be happening. Did you read about that new pharmacy that opened up downtown?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of my sources tell me that that might be owned and operated by Pentex.
And he takes a rage for that.
Go ahead.
And what?
Laura, aren't you into pharmaceuticals?
Yes, I'm Well, I have quite a few of, let's say,
Out of
interests.
curiosity,
Alexei turns to look at her.
I don't.
Tell me you're not
I
involved with
believe I might be
Pentex.
missing something.
out of curiosity, out of
Pentex.
character, what is Alexei's current rage at right now?
It's really low. He only has like 3 rage normally.
Okay, thank God.
Pentex.
You
No,
probably
I
wouldn't know
don't.
them by that name.
I don't recall. One moment.
What?
She will
What
pick
is-
up her phone, and she will talk. And does anyone here speak German or Danish?
Alexei
Jared
does.
does. Jared and Alexei do.
She will just very quickly and a very commanding, like she's not barking orders, but kind of. She'll just give me a rundown of the companies in the portfolio, cross-reference for the name Pentex, either Pentex Incorporated, Pentex Pharmaceuticals. She is essentially giving her like someone find out about something, and she will just hang up the phone and she'll look up and she'll say, "Give me 10 minutes and I'll have an answer for you."
What is Pentex?
It's
Alexei is gripping the bar so tightly that his knuckles are beginning to turn white.
Jared looks over at Alexei after seeing this, and he kind of backs up just a little bit, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Alexei, you know, you and I kind of go way back, and I respect you, but I don't want to die, and I don't want to
Well,
blow this place up, so please don't kill me."
Alexandra,
takes
upon
a
hearing
deep
that,
breath.
will remind him that there's a baby here. Like, I don't know what this is about, but cool it. We'll figure this out. Okay?
Yes.
It's fine, Emma, don't worry.
Okay.
I
What-
can roll for it if you want.
What is Pentex?
Maybe we should talk about something else, dearest Emma.
I'll
Yes.
I can give you a description later, but anyway, for the moment,
Yeah,
I have
Alexei takes a deep breath and kind of steps back from the bar. And he's gonna go grab some alcohol.
calm heart.
Because he can get drunk in this shape.
He
Would
sits
this be
down
a good
and he's
idea?
like,
I'm
well,
not gonna.
you don't know much about lupines, so who knows?
I mean, Blood Werewolf is better than Werewolf killing us.
Okay, here's the thing. It seems that many big things are happening right now, so I think this is a matter that I should bring to our sheriff. However, I need to know what exactly I am to tell him.
Well, I imagine he might know some things already, but from what I can discern, I don't. Like I said, I only know so much about what certain lupines, certain kindred, and even certain magi
What I
and changelings do
need,
or
what I
know.
need are safe contacts. I'm not going to send the sheriff into a
Okay,
actively dangerous situation for him, so I need to know that we can coordinate, so to speak, with each other.
he looks over at Alexei and gives kind of a little nod, and he says, "Me
Send him
and
to the library.
Alexei, yeah, me and Alexei both have contacts in the library. We can send you there if you want to work and communicate and work together, so to speak, with other
Well, I'm going
children
to
of the night, I
give the
guess."
information to my sheriff, and he will decide what to do with it.
Okay. Just be warned that other other beings, so to speak, much like your kind, love their secrets. So be careful how much you engage. And I don't say this as a threat or as a warning, I say it as more of a caution because there are some beings I have met that if you so much as utter a syllable of their name, they will hunt you down and destroy you. Like,
They need to calm down.
Yes. Some people just need to relax a little bit.
Laura's phone rings. She picks it up. She doesn't say anything. She just listens.
they wouldn't give you the direct name of Pentex, it would be disguised as something. But if you're really looking for any sort of maybe suspicious activity, after a lot of effort, there would probably be one or two companies that, yeah, they look a little shady. Like, wait a minute, why is money going into that? Or wait a minute, why do those new meds just come out? I didn't hear about those. Or
Is
huh,
this in or out of character?
this is out of character. I'm telling you what you would find.
Oh yeah, but
you put
that's
your guys to.
that's. But yeah, this is specifically to what she would be hearing under the phone. and she will just nod and she will say thank you, and she will just hang up the phone, and she will just say, "No, I don't seem to be invested in such a company or anything related to
Good.
that company."
One thing you have to understand about some enemies you may find amongst this party that you may be working with is there are enemies everywhere. Once you start opening this world of darkness, so to speak, you'll find that you have enemies in places that you never thought possible. One thing me and Alexi have learned the hard way.
Well, thank you for the warning.
Of course. And if you're all willing to help, we do appreciate it. And I can,
Well, I expect that the sheriff will contact you. As for the rest of us, well, let's say that at the moment we kind of have our hands full, but if we can spare any
of
help
course,
or
I'm
influence
hoping this doesn't
needed.
spread out too much because the last thing we need is more bodies showing up. But thank you. And
Well, I can
he'll give out
assure you.
he'll give out contact info. If you ever need to talk to me, and here's the info for the library. As for going to the library, our particular information for this group or for organizing things usually only happens at night.
Well, I
Not
will
that that's a
have,
matter for you, but
yeah, I will have the sheriff contact you. As for the current company here, I expect both of you girls will be keeping it on the down low. Let me handle it.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot something.
Laura?
Yes. I won't say anything just yet.
Good. If the need arises and we require assistance further, we can then reinsert ourselves. As for now, I'm going to present it to the sheriff and we'll take it from there.
By the way, if Alex is looking like in any kind of depth at the baby, at the pup, she would notice that its eyes are a milky white.
hey,
It is
hey,
it is
Alexi.
probably blind.
Oh,
Hey, Alexi, how old is this young one?
Less than a year.
Oh, I'll be darned.
it's a little
Gives
baby.
a little scratch.
Can I hold it?
His
Like-
eyes.
Yeah, he's blind.
Alex will gently give the baby to Emma.
And she's being very careful with it. She smiles at it like,
See, it's times like this, Alexi, that I'm happy to do what I do. But hey, you know what? Why don't you pour me some of that stuff? I think I'm gonna need some tonight myself.
He nods and pours out a glass of whiskey for Jared as well.
They're just like, yeah, there we go.
And Alex will send a text to Jason to be prepared. There's a weird dude here. I don't know exactly what he is.
Jason texts you back. Did he say his name was Jared?
Alex will sigh and reply, yes. Do you know him?
Yes. You see, it's kind of a drawn-out text.
Yeah. She will text back, I guess we need to talk about more than I had in mind.
Of course. I'll be there momentarily. Me and Jared and Alexi are on good speaking terms, at least. At least me and Jared are. I have yet to meet Alexi in person, but hopefully I will not die.
Yeah, Alex will text back, he's cool, don't worry.
Okay. Before Jason comes up, Jared looks over at Alexi.
What was that?
Jared looks over at Alexi and he says, Alexi, by the way, something I wanted to ask you.
Go for it.
Well, he picks up the knife and kind of looks at it and he says, well, we've looked at all of these knives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we found out something a little interesting.
By the way, does it smell like worm?
The knife, no. The knife
Okay.
itself does not smell like worm. If it was stuck into some ashes that, one of the vampire corpses would have, it would. But this was not one that was stuck into a vampire corpse. This one was stuck
Out of character
into
question,
a mage. Or, sorry, child of God.
Would-
Yeah?
would someone with spirit touch
What?
would someone with spirit's touch be able to get more information from this?
Not anymore. Other people have touched it enough.
Yeah, too many people touched it around.
I mean, if someone has stuck someone and then let it lie, and you were the one to just use spirit touch on it,
Okay.
then maybe. But
Okay. No, not me, just
yeah, but
asking this. I will say, though, that it
Someone
seems
with
that
enough success on Spirit's Touch could.
that's
But-
true.
you're mishandling evidence a little bit. Like, I'm sure that some
Actually-
people could get more information from that if you didn't pass it around in such a manner.
Actually, we've pretty much discovered most of the information that we can from it. You're welcome to at least give it a try. But I assure you
Oh,
that
I'm
you're
not
probably
talking-
not going to be able to
Wow.
find anything more than what our other allies have.
I'm not talking about myself necessarily, but there are some among our kind that have
Eve and her Auspex 6.
Jared goes back to looking at Alexi and he says, these knives were bought. These things are
From
illegal
where?
in Florida. Well, that's just the thing is we know they were bought. We even have the serial number. We're having a little bit of difficulty tracking as to where they've been bought. These things are illegal here in Florida. Humans
Oh.
have banned them.
Maybe I could help you out there.
That is possible. I don't have too many contacts with underground weapon dealers, Alexi, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I gotta make my own.
Lexi just shrugs.
I could,
Let's-
Mom.
Let's
I'm not like Nidus. I
not.
can't just make stuff appear out of nowhere.
Okay, do you have Polaroid?
Yeah.
Okay, then take some pictures of this knife and give them to me. I'll see what I can find out.
All right, you got it. Speaking of which, one other thing, actually, should probably propose this question to Alexi as everyone else in the group. Alexi, do you remember that rogue Red Talon not too long ago that came through here? He went over to Gold's gym and wanted to challenge Gold to a fight, but Gold kicked his butt because, let's face it, he's an ancient Wendigo.
Uh-huh.
Dude's name is Gold.
Yeah, his name is Gold. Joshua Gold, yeah. He's a friend of ours down at the gym.
He must be precious.
He's
I'm
a
up,
Wendigo. I don't know if you know much about.
He's a Wendigo. They're hardly precious.
He's basically a rock, but he's got a good head on his shoulders and he's a fairly nice guy. He's very open-minded, which is rare for the Wendigo. No offense, Alexi. I know Child of Guy and Wendigo are different, but I'm just saying, Wendigos tend to be eat first, eat later, and then ask questions while eating.
Can you get to the point, please? I'm not a very patient
Right.
person.
Well, let's put it this way, Alexi. You remember, guy was pretty tough. Guy could hold his own. I mean, he's a good Red Talon, tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he went toe to toe with Gold for crying out loud.
You have trouble getting to the point, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And he finally cries. He says, "Okay, I'll be out with it." We found his body.
Fuck. He's gonna take a rage for that.
Yep.
He's currently sitting at 4
He's-
rage.
He looks, since Jared is currently looking at him with aura sight, he looks over at Emma and he goes, "This is why I'm like this around Alexi, because the guy gets angry." He looks over and he says, "What happened was, well, the crime scene, at least the best way I can describe it, is it looked like someone took a wrecking ball to the damn place. Like literally, walls were broken down, claw marks everywhere, furniture upturned, door was off its hinges and broken. And the thing is, from what I know about him, the guy was kind of a little bit paranoid. He had a safe room down in his basement, solid vault door.
And he didn't use it?
He did use it. It was bent open.
The fuck
many
could
of
have
you-
done that?
Out
How
of
many of
character
you do you
question,
know that can... Go ahead.
could I use some of my social skills to calm Alexi down?
It is really hard for them to frenzy at, 4 rage. You have to
but this guy
get
keeps talking.
5 successes on a frenzy check to actually go into a frenzy. So
And the
Yeah.
only real way to do it would be to use some sort of discipline
exactly, you'd have to use
to
discipline.
interfere with their rage because it's quite
Well,
powerful.
Could I?
Presence
That-
would not work.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And well, just out of character, I think using presence, even if it could work, I mean, depending on what power you do, that itself, if gets noted,
If he notices, he will
get
frenzy.
extra rage. Then he will get extra
Yeah.
pissed off because yeah. So, just saying.
Well, I really don't want a raging werewolf within my
But no.
domain. Thank you very much.
Basically, the only thing that will work is which animalism is it? Animalism 3 that lets you
And dominate.
quiet the beast.
Well, I mean, dominate will work.
Yes, dominate will work. Alexi has a lot of willpower,
Yeah.
so it might not. But
He looks at Alexi and he says, "How many of you can do that? This thing was like
I
6 to
mean-
7 inches thick."
maybe an elder Arun, but they'd have to be in Krenos. There's no other way.
Okay,
The
Jared.
door was literally bent forward and bent open, like someone
No,
took a
this would have to
soda
be an
can opener
elder.
to it.
This would have to be an
Jared.
elder in Krenos minimum.
I would have
Damn.
to ask you though, maybe not piss him off any further. I wouldn't want a raging werewolf within my domain. If that's okay with you.
He literally looks blankly at you, looks over to Alexi and just shrugs, holds up his hands openly, just looks at Alexi like,
What's up? Yes.
It's fine. Trust me, he has not only calm heart but docile. It takes a lot for him to rage.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll say that. It
he-
takes a lot.
He looks
Just
over at
making
Alexi
sure
and he's
we're
like,
on the same page.
yeah, he looks at the 3 ladies and he's like, he's doing very well for 3 of you in the bar. So I'd have to say, guys got iron will. It's a tough guy. But I just figured that I would point that out that since when A, does a red talon run from a fight? Since B, when does something break through a door that thick or that big?
I've seen a
That's
couple
what's
of
kind of
people.
scaring me, Alexi. I mean, it's possible. I know it's possible. Hell, even one of my kin could do it, given the time. But it was. I know for a fact, at least among the rumors of the other lupines, is this guy was tough, and the fact that something just bent
Alexandra
through a
would
door this
remember that when Conrad and Castiel fought in the hotel, that there were reinforced steel doors that were caved in from the sheer force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are ways for that to happen.
I mean,
Agreed.
some elders could do it.
Mm-hmm. I bet I
There
know
is
a
one
few
thing.
of them that
There is
could.
one thing. There is one thing I do know about the assailant. From some of the detection I did, Alexi, there was a little bit of sidestepping involved, if you know what I mean.
Sidestepping?
It's a term I use, well, some of me and my kin use for what the Garu like Alexi here can do. If
I
Alexi wishes
stepped
to
into the
explain it.
Umbra.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm entering confused territory, so let's.
Okay, so
Yeah, let's enjoy a drink, maybe, and
Indeed.
try not to
He's
use difficult words.
by the way, because Emma is with the wolf, the pup in hand, is it a male or female?
It is a boy.
Well, it said it's my son, so
Oh, he did say, yeah, he did say son. So,
I'll say.
I've,
speaking of which here, yeah, I noticed that there was a bit of sidestepping involved, and that's probably why there were no footprints or other evidence besides, bent and broken door frames and walls that we catch this thing. However, we do notice that talking to Taryn in the police department, he did tell me that apparently his assailant was about a good 7 feet tall.
Definitely a rare Agaru in Krenos.
Perhaps. However, there was one other thing I found though. I talked with I talked with a few people. Uh, uh, Marilyn over at the library, right?
Yep.
He nods a little bit and he says, "Well, she confirmed that there was probably no other Garu on in that house. We checked it top to bottom using magic. We used glamour. We used your guys' nose. We used everything we had at our disposal to check it out. There was only one werewolf in that house, and that was the Red Talon.
You know, if I didn't know
We
any
didn't get.
better, I'd think that it was Castiel that did that.
Can he do something like that?
No, but
and he
he's very
wouldn't.
big and very strong. He can't and he wouldn't, exactly.
Exactly. Castiel wouldn't do that. I know how strong he is, but he wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't know what you think you know of our kind, Jared, but we're not that bad in general.
Oh, I never said you were bad. I just have to take precautions, and I do apologize. I've been a bit distracted tonight. You also notice that Alexi would probably notice this now that Jared is sitting a lot closer to him. Uh, Jared kind of looks like it's difficult because he's healed now, but you can start to notice things now that he looks like he was in a fight. If Alexi starts looking at him, he's going to look and he says, I do apologize, ladies. I'm not, like I said, our group that we're a part of is quite open minded in this world of darkness that we are in, but sometimes paranoia just gets the better of you. I've had good experiences with your kin, and I respect you wholly, but I've also had very horrible and traumatic experiences with your kin as well. I do apologize if my behavior
As
has been
have we all.
off.
As it stands, doesn't matter what kind you are, there are good and there are bad. And besides, from
Yeah,
what I understand, your kind also can be very powerful.
indeed, and I'm not even a full mage. I'm just some sorcerer. Think of me as kind of like the what are they called? The Tremere.
Um, yeah, you might not want to say things like that.
Yeah, it's just think of it something like that.
Hmm. Well,
Not quite reality warping just yet.
well, let's pretend we didn't
I
hear
also,
that.
that'll be easy enough. There's no one else here.
You never know who's listening.
Alexi, indeed, Alexi, and a few others take as much precaution as we do. But you are right. There's always someone or something watching. It just depends on whether or not it cares of what it's listening in on. Anywho, I did get a little bit careless tonight, Alexi.
Yeah, you look like shit.
Yeah, have you seen a? He wore a. You ever keep much on Cthulhu lore, Alexi?
No.
Well, I was investigating when I got the information you wanted about the house, right? And I saw that there was a guy hanging around there, so I decided to observe him for a bit. He was in a black shirt, had kind of not really spiky hair, but kind of greased, that slick kind of look. He was
Not my
wearing
type.
what looked like kind of like a Cthulhu necklace. For those of you who have seen Blade and know Deacon Frost's character, that's pretty much what he's describing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like he
not
kind
my
of looked.
type.
He had a gruff. He had a black shirt on, kind of open. One of those. At first I thought he was just looking around trying to grab someone, but I saw him one moment, Alexi, and then I didn't see him the next moment. And then the next moment, he somehow got behind me and hit me over the head with a baseball bat.
You got
Well,
knocked out by Deacon Frost.
Oh, it's not happening again.
sure it's not.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
don't be
disintegrate him next time I see him.
overconfident. If you see him,
Anywho, he did
since from
drop
what you're
something.
saying,
He did drop something though. He didn't. I don't think he went through my wallet. I had everyone check me. I'm clean. He didn't look at me. He just hit me on the head and apparently left. But he did drop something.
did he drop
And
or he left something for you?
yeah, exactly. He either left it on purpose or he dropped it. But he hands a little piece of paper to Alexi. And no, it does not
Alexi will
fall out
take
one.
the paper.
The paper is a. There's two papers actually folded up in the paper. There's an order form from a gasp Deacon Frost, and it is basically a order of pharmaceuticals, like over-the-counter meds, over-the-counter meds. That ironically is from the new pharmacy that opened up. And there's a nice little shipment of them. And here's what's odd: the address is the address that Jared gave Alexi earlier, and the address is toward the abandoned, supposedly haunted house.
Kind of let out a little growl. He still has some very much lupus habits.
And then the other piece of paper is a photo. It's blurred, but it's Jared will tell you that was the only photo they had of the possible assailant for the Red Talon. And it's a street cam photo. It's looking out towards the house, and it's kind of blurred because, as we all know, a lot of supernaturals don't show up on camera very well. And it looks like there's a man in a big trench coat. Can't really tell the size or how he is. It's too far away. Standing in front of the Red Talon's
The
place.
Undertaker.
And the timing on the photo is, at least Jared will tell you, was maybe about 5 minutes to 5-10 minutes before they would pronounce the guy dead. Unfortunately, all you can see is his back and just the shape of him because the picture is really bad.
I'm gonna go there and find out what I can see what I can find out.
Indeed. You want me to come with you?
I think I can handle this on my own. You can't keep up with me when I'm in lupus anyway.
Wait, are you going now?
No, I'm not leaving him alone.
Good.
Well,
I'm also
just give
expecting
me a text.
company. You can't close yet.
Just give me a little text when you do that, Alexi, because I gotta watch you just to be sure. I don't need to be there to watch you. You know that. I just want to. No,
Yeah. Fucking
I got you.
spying on me, you shithead.
Hey, I'm asking your permission first. It's not spying if you ask permission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
he gives, he
They
gives a
don't
little chuckle
spy
on his
on me.
face. He says, "Don't feel bad, Alexi. I get spied on by the spiders all the time."
He shakes his head.
this conversation is getting more and more confusing by the minute.
Welcome.
So,
He's Jared kind of smiles and gets kind of somewhat bombastic and says,
Wait,
and welcome to the club. That's how I was when I first found out about everything.
yeah.
Welcome to the White Wolf.
okay.
Welcome to the White Wolf. He holds
Well,
up his glass and does a cheer for Alexi.
with all due respect,
Uh,
Jared, I think I've been around a lot longer than you. Just
I
not
don't
exactly
doubt
in
it.
the loop. But anyway,
Well, once you get in the
please, we can talk about something else because my head will start spinning if I keep thinking about this
indeed,
conversation. So,
How?
Jared just goes. Jared,
Alexei is going to, gently pry his son out of Emma's arms.
They,
Jared will take another sip and he'll kind of just sink back and enjoy the drink. And it's at this point that Jared kind of looks up at Alex and he says, "Well, he should be opening the door in 3, 2," and he looks over at the door, and a familiar face walks in.
Jared, how does your spying thing work? Because I don't want that.
I don't think Mr. Jared here is one for dissolving his secrets that easily, are you, Jared?
I mean, I don't care how. No spying on me.
well,
I
Alexander will go and hug Jason, by the way.
He gives a hug back,
And
and he looks down. He looks over at everyone. He beats himself. He's like,
Yeah, we have some
"Jason
new
Davos, at your
faces.
service." I
This is
know Jared
Emma.
over there.
Yeah, this is
Emma,
Emma. This is Laura.
ooh,
And
Laura.
Alexi, you've heard of, I suppose.
how
Yes,
creepy.
we spoke over the phone, Alexi. I am Jason Davos. I'm Sam's contact, Sam
Mm,
Baragon
okay.
from Chicago.
Yep. Can I get you anything?
Oh, I'm fine tonight. Thank you very much. And he goes into somewhat of a formal setting, and he says, "And thank you for letting me into this humble abode."
I mean, you,
It's a
Hey,
public place, Jason.
I still reflex. I mean, last time I walked in, Sam told you about the incident that happened in Chicago when I first met the Lupines, right?
yeah, I think so.
Walked into a bar. 5 minutes later, there was no more bar. Made for a
Well,
really great joke that Sam would always tell. What happens when Jason walks into a bar? There's no more bar.
well, Jason, I have been informed previously from my clanmate that this place is safe, and Alexi is safe, so to speak.
So,
So,
Good to hear.
you know.
so, sure. What did you name your son?
The cuteness is over. The cuteness has enslaved her role playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would chuckle a little bit. He kind of gets a sad look over his face when she asks.
Sorry, did I say something?
No, it's okay. Most lupus don't really take names until they get a little older.
Out of curiosity, is he a ragabag? Like, what is he? What is the pop? Or can anyone even tell?
No one can tell yet what the pup is, but the pup is a ragabash.
I had a curious thought about that. All right. Jason kind of looks over and he talks to Alex and he says, "You had something to inform me of tonight?"
Yes, but it's a bit private.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
For
Jared can be a real
now,
ass, can he?
um,
Hey!
yeah, I mean, you could have. I don't know how you get to know all these people, honestly, but I guess it can be beneficial. I
Knowledge
hope.
is power. Being open minded and spreading out to a lot of other individuals is a good way to gain lots of knowledge. And knowledge is good to
Mm-hmm.
have. You just
Indeed.
have to be careful. Indeed, and the circle that I keep is indeed very small. But I didn't want to go around telling, "Hey, my friend does this." It's not exactly something you talk about.
I know, I
Just as
know.
we have just as we have our secrets. Imagine what would happen if one of the Tremere walked in and started spilling their secrets to one of the other clans. It wouldn't look very good now, would it?
Well, some have more secrets than others, I suppose, though.
The Tremere, if they walked in and started spilling secrets, they'd be dead.
Yeah, I agree.
Indeed. Mm.
That's why I was a bit silent. I do apologize, but it's just really hard. You have to be very careful nowadays. And even now, I am kind of surprised to see Emma, Laura, and you here in this place of all places. It's nice to see
Um,
that there is some places we can go where we don't have to worry about
why would it be
massive bloodshed.
surprising? I was
Because
assured
what
by
I
my. Well, I was assured by Brennan that you're friendly. Apart from that,
Indeed, one thing you have to realize about
this bar happens to
me,
be within my domain, too, so I should be extra safe, I want to believe.
indeed, but often in the supernatural world, domains overlap amongst each other. And whose domain is it when both domains are in the same area?
Oh, I have no issues with sharing. I
He
still kind
looks
of
over at
wink
Alexi
at
and
Alexi. Yeah.
he looks at Alexi, he looks at you, and he looks at Jared, and then he says, "People like me, Sam, Brannon, Alexi, Jared, and others that we know of are rare amongst this world. As in, typically, when a lupine meets one of us, or when we meet a fae, or when a fae meets a lupine, etc., any combination you wish,
I still don't
it
trust the
ends in
bloody fae.
bloodshed. It ends in bloodshed, typically.
Well, I can't say I ever tried to approach another Lupine or Garu, whatever you prefer.
Prefer
Indeed.
Garu.
And Alexi,
Carol.
the Garu, the Arachni, the Rokea, Mokole,
Yeah,
many.
let's not complicate things further.
they
Uh,
Or Garu.
but
are
Laura,
Garu.
dear, you're awfully quiet.
They
I
are they are
I
guardians of the
hope this
earth.
is I hope this isn't too much information for you for one night.
Who was that to?
For you.
Ah, okay. I was just asking. She just looks at you. Just says, "No, no, not at all." It's quite
No, in fact, she's
refreshing.
been quite studiously taking notes this whole time.
Yeah,
Just being awfully quiet, dear.
I'm concentrating.
I mean,
So,
when mom heard, from what I wrote,
Would you please stop referring to it as mom?
I'm
If that's
trying
how she
to.
wants to refer to it, let her.
yeah, I don't see what's the issue here. This is between her and her sire. I mean, how do you call your sire?
Jason's eyes go wide and then he looks at Emma and he's like, "You're not doing the vampire mommy and daddy thing, are you?"
Jason, please.
Jason gives a chuckle.
No, no.
so-
I believe that we should be a bit more protective and accepting of our youth. And she will
Oh, I'm very
glare
accepting. I
daggers
just
at
find it.
Jason.
I'm very
Then
accepting
maybe
of it. I
not
just find it
making
funny.
fun of it. Some
What? She's got
people.
a vampire mommy. She can call her vampire mommy whatever she wants to.
I have a vampire mama bear.
Yes, indeed. You might rethink about
10 minutes!
offending this one. Her
Great.
Oh,
sire
yeah.
is quite well known.
Oh, yeah. My sire is Young Rose.
You can roll it.
Yeah, feel free to roll a knowledge kindred lore. Or, well,
Intelligence person.
intelligence
roll.
kindred lore.
I will roll a knowledge. I will roll an intelligence kindred lore, and I will probably fail.
I hope you fail so I can school you.
Can I roll my kindred lore again since I failed the last time?
Yes.
Damn it!
Yeah. Oh,
ones.
look at that. He failed.
I got 0 hits.
Ah! I now know things.
Oh dear. Don't tell me you have never heard of the Iron Rose.
Jason kind of just looks at you and shrugs.
You do know you can increase your kindred lore with
XP.
XP, right?
Mm. Actually, hold on. I rolled the wrong dice set. I'm sorry. I really
Oh my
did.
god, Brandon.
Okay, 4 hits. He knows.
Okay. I
I was going
assume
to say
it's a
that was
name
about to
that
be very embarrassing. Yes, I have heard of the Iron Rose.
So you see, better be nice.
He nods and he looks over at Emma with a slightly bit more of a less kind of, chuckle face and more of a serious face, and he gives a nod.
But anyway, Laura, how do you address your sire? I'm very curious now.
I don't. He's dead.
Oh,
Fine, since you want to be literal, how did you address your
sire.
sire?
Or, at the times that we would take each other to bed, I would call him Nikolai. But those two things.
Am I to assume that you did that on schedule?
No.
Ouch. Sick burn.
Teasing.
Tonight has turned into a night of business. This wasn't what I was planning on, but I guess we'll have to let our hair down some other day.
Me neither, dear. I hope that this would be a nice evening, girls' night out, I suppose. But Mr. Jared there had a different plan.
Well, to be fair, I do apologize once again, ladies, but you walked into White Wolf, and then he holds out his hands open like never a
pretty
normal night in White
sure.
Wolf.
I'm pretty sure we're here first.
He nods. But then he
And
looks
you-
over to Lexi and he's like, but to be fair, Lexi, was what was happening before I even got in here considered normal in quotation marks?
Normal
Fuck
is
no.
um define normal. There is no such thing.
Jared and Jason both look at you like, are you serious right now?
I'm very serious. There is no such thing as normal. Normal is different for different people. What's normal to me might be crazy for you, and the other way around.
Well, let's put it this way.
What is normal to the spider is chaos to the fly.
Indeed,
Exactly.
see? He gets it.
But the thing is, what happens if we're all spiders?
Oh, shut up, Jared.
Ah, pour him a drink. A
Then
stiff
the
one.
world would be fucking boring.
And put it on my tab.
Don't tell the spiders that; they'll get angry at you.
He nods and pours Jared another drink. Drink,
It's like,
drink,
yes,
and shut
more.
the fuck up.
Goes
Tell
back
you
to
what.
his cup.
If you promise not to say spider again before the end of the night, I'll give you a kiss when I leave. How's that?
Jared looks, nods.
You'd be stupid to dismiss that offer.
No, he
Oh,
looks, he
yes.
nods, and he just looks at Alexi and just kind of, yeah, gives a nod, and then proceeds to shut up.
Oh, Emma,
He
have
will-
I
he will take
told you
it.
how much I like you?
He's probably going to take it even further. He's probably not just going to not even say the word spiders. He's probably going to say nothing. Period.
Good.
You haven't? But go ahead.
Anyway, what was it? Ah, yes. Do we have an update on our situation? He talks to Alex.
We have many updates and many situations. We can talk about it afterwards. For now, let's try to keep this a bit more lighter since, things are happening and whatnot.
Indeed. What do you make of the, what's your opinion on some of the murders that have been happening? I only just got the call not too long ago.
Was that the lighter subject?
How about this then? What about the museum break-in?
Why don't we talk about my upcoming opening? No,
I
that's
wanted to talk about your upcoming. I wanted to talk about your upcoming opening, but that was the curious thing. Guess what was stolen from the museum?
What does this have to do with my upcoming opening? I'm not opening a museum, I'm opening a store.
He pulls out a. He opens up his coat and he pulls out a newspaper and hands it to you.
Take the newspaper and open it. What the fuck do I see?
Well, interestingly enough, where you get your diamonds from?
From Dubai.
Yes, in Dubai. Thankfully, not much anymore. However, at the time that this game is taking place, there were blood diamonds. There was a bit of pretty bad trafficking that happened in several places. And you noticed that there was a museum piece that was stolen a few nights ago. It is a very beautiful old piece, and they're still trying to identify the age and what time period it began. But it is a beautiful, very exquisite necklace of array of diamonds. That's what was stolen. And
What
sure
does this
enough,
have to
if
do
you
with
read some of
me?
the articles and go down just a little bit more, guess where they found that necklace?
Dubai.
Mm-hmm. Not very far from where you get your shipments. And then Jason turns your attention to the next page, and it goes to a excerpt about kind of the foreign news, and he points down to a little article about a Somali pirate raid, or just pirate raiding in general. And one of the boats he points to was a boat carrying a shipment for you.
Do we need to roll for frenzy?
It's up to you.
Because right now, I'm pissed off.
First time.
Just so you know, if you frenzy, Alexi will, put you down.
Just so you know, if you frenzy, he'll frenzy.
Oh,
Oh no,
that,
he'll
what's
just
that-
rage shift into Krynos and.
What's that sign
Can't
in the
you
top
just-
of your
can't you-
display? Is that a Bruja symbol?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it
Can't you
is.
just Can't you just stake me for fuck's sake?
I mean-
Well, this is a role play. I would argue that I mean, this is something kind of bad news. You know, it's angering news, but I would argue a will save would determine whether or not.
I'm a Bruja. I can't use willpower for that.
Yeah, if
She
it
will
was any
just-
other clan, maybe, but
If it's any other
she will
clan,
just, she will just get up, throw the newspaper down, and leave.
Laura's
Yeah,
actually
move.
going to follow her.
Oh,
Bad idea.
Laura. Leave.
Jason will
Alexi
get
will
his face.
grab Laura's hand. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
Jason
need to
will
make
just
sure
pick up
that
the
she
I
doesn't
know
go.
that
Make up the
anger.
I know it too. But we need to make sure that she
Not
doesn't
like
go out
I
into
do.
the street and bash people down in the street. Because
You
that
don't know
is going to
that
take a
anger
lot
like I
more
do.
work.
Well, yeah, she's doing a beeline for her apartment, pretty much, trying not to explode.
Laura's just wanting to avoid a fucking masquerade breach in the middle of the street. And that's why she's following her.
I'll follow her home. I can keep up.
Yeah, Jason
I'll make
probably
sure-
is the
Alexi will
safest.
nod to Jason.
I'll make
Yeah,
sure
Jason's
she doesn't-
probably the safest one to do this.
Hmm.
And he opens the window, turns into a bat, flies out.
Oh, he's one of those.
Okay,
I think with that we can probably end our scene.
Indeed, we can.
Yes.
Really?
Just before
Really?
Emma will
That was-
get a ride, or will be offered a ride.
Oh, well, Emma has her ride, and she will keep her promise.
She won't or will.
She will. Will.
Jared looks very happy that she's still there. And the last thing he'll say as they leave, he'll look over to Alexi and he'll be like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future here, but hopefully we can keep these new allies because we're going to need help with this thing.
Never a boring fucking day in this city, man.
Never a boring fucking day. And he holds up the glass, and I think that's a good place for the scene to end.
Thank you very much for players for playing and watchers for watching. Good night.